I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Since God made the angels first and 1/3 of them rebelled, was his creation of man simply a, quote, afterthought or a second attempt? Well, this is one of those questions that would really be good on Wednesday night where we've got a lot of time to unpack it, but I'll make it as quick as I can. When we speak about the angels falling, the concept of 1/3 actually comes from Revelation chapter 12. And I would argue that that's actually a fall of angelic beings that has yet to occur. Because in the context of chapter 12, it really reads more like a future falling rather than a past falling. However, we do know that there were angelic beings that fell when Satan fell or when Lucifer fell and became Satan. Jude verse 6, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4 both speak of these angelic beings that have fallen. Now, the idea of the 1/3 being the past actually comes from the famous book Paradise Lost, written by John Milton. I would argue that's a future, not a past. Now, what does that all mean? Does that mean that you and I are quote unquote afterthoughts? Well, the best way I can address this question is the angelic beings have been since the beginning of the creation. Job chapter 38 verse 7 says, when the Lord spoke into creation, the angelic beings, the sons of God, they rejoiced. Okay, but in Isaiah chapter 45 verse 18, it says that the creation was designed to be inhabited. And we never really see anywhere in the Bible where in habitation, the creation was to be governed by the quote unquote angelic beings. What we do know is this, is that we know there was an entity by the name of Lucifer. By the way, technically an angelic being, but he's called a cherubim over the throne of God. That's what Ezekiel chapter 28 referred and called him. When he fell into sin in Isaiah chapter 14, I want you to listen to what the Bible says. It said in his heart, he said 5 I wills. One of those I wills is I will ascend above the clouds. If you're going to ascend above the clouds, you have to be below the clouds, correct? I will put my throne above God's throne. And so when we speak about a, quote, second attempt, I wouldn't see the fall of the angelic beings as maybe our replacement of, as much as that one entity known as Lucifer. And here's why. Ezekiel chapter 28 said he had one primary role, and that was to call attention to and to worship the Lord himself. Is that not our primary goal? Is that not our mission? Is that not our purpose? When you go to John chapter 17, verse 5, in the Garden of Gethsemane, hours before his crucifixion, Jesus has this incredibly long prayer. In all of that prayer, though, there's only one thing he prays for himself. Look it up, verse 5 of John 17. He says, Father, give me the glory which I had with you before the world was. So he is referring to that which he used to have that he no longer had, that he would be restored with what we know as the crucifixion and the resurrection. Is it possible that we are not a second attempt at a, quote, angelic rebellion, but is it possible that we are the proper attempt to replace the most important role in the world, and that's to give attention and worship to Jesus Christ? Great question. Wish I had more time. Maybe it'll come up on a Wednesday night. If you have one, send to askjeff.net. Maybe yours will be tomorrow or the next day or next week. Who knows? Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at askjeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.